Hey guys, it's Jimmy from the Jimmy Eats Brain Show, and today I am here with another video. If you're new here, this is my channel where I talk about creepy stuff on the internet. Everything from movies to things on Netflix to random things that I find that I think are interesting. Please like and subscribe if you like this type of content. Make sure you ring the bell so you get a notification whenever I put out a new video. And with that out of the way, let's just get into it. So today I am bringing you a review of the new movie Knives Out. I saw this last week in theaters. I was really excited to see this movie. I actually had planned on going to see the early access for this film, but I'm a complete moron and I slept through it. But I'm bringing this review to you guys now. This is a 2019 film directed by Ryan Johnson. And it is loaded with tons of stars that you've probably heard of. Daniel Craig to my absolute favorite queen of horror, Toni Collette. There is Jamie Lee Curtis in here. There's Chris Evans. So just a really packed film, so I was really excited to go see this. It's kind of a mystery thriller, a twist on the whodunit type of movie, which I found really interesting. The plot sounded very intriguing. He was a mystery/thriller writer, which I think added another intriguing bit. Going into it, I knew that the set design looked really amazing. I'd seen the trailer and I was really excited for that. Getting into the movie, it follows a eccentric novelist who is murdered on his 85th birthday while his equally as eccentric and rich family are there for his party. And it becomes kind of a whodunit clue type mystery.
Up your ass.
Oh, very nice.
Matter of fact, eat shit. How's that? Eat shit, eat shit, eat shit.
Smug smile.
Definitely eat shit.
Which, I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen any of these types of films, although for some reason I have some nostalgic draw that made me really want to see this movie. I don't know if it's because I grew up playing the Clue board game, but I was really excited to see this movie. And you kind of follow all the roles and how everybody reacts and tells kind of a different story through their own lens of, you know, trying to benefit in a certain way from this or whatnot, and for some characters, you know, trying not to benefit in certain particular points. And that's, you go through all of the characters and all of the questioning, and that's the majority of the movie. I was kind of let down by the lack of gore and or, you know, violence in the movie. I think it portrayed with the title Knives Out maybe something a little bit more horrific or maybe even like gory, but I am a horror channel, so that's expected of me to want that. Overall, though, I did really enjoy this film. I went and saw this by myself, and I successfully stayed awake throughout the entire film. Which usually isn't a problem for me, but as of late, starting this YouTube channel, I've been extremely exhausted. Daniel Craig, who, the most shocking part about this movie, Daniel Craig has an amazing southern drawl. He has this accent that it's kind of overplayed, but just right to the amount where you like, oh, do I love this? Do I hate this? And I found myself sitting there 10 minutes into this movie after seeing his character for the first couple of minutes, and I was like, I think this is really doing it for me. Something about him, he had this way, I don't even know, I was really into it. But jokes aside, it was a really interesting performance. I think all of the performances across the board were really interesting, to say the least. Some of them I do think fell a little bit flat halfway throughout the movie. The beginning of this film is absolutely fantastic. I just want to get that out of the way. The first 35 minutes of this film, I was absolutely captivated. And up until I want to say about 3/4 of the way through the film, or maybe even halfway through the film, I thought I was going to give this a 10 out of 10. The art design was absolutely fantastic. It had this very vintage feel with gold trims and very lavish colors, which I loved. I thought the art direction was so interesting. It started to drag about 45 minutes or, you know, into the movie. You start to get bored with the characters. I found myself only as entertained with the movie as I was with the character plots. The overall murder mystery to it wasn't doing very much. That's not to say that I don't think it was supposed to be like that. I think a lot of the film was kind of intended to shy away from the intent of the murder mystery, and it kind of boiled down to being a commentary on how different classes of people deal with tragedy. And I don't want to give away the complete plot of the movie, but there was a big spoiler at the end that I found really interesting. It really brought me back into it, and that's where I really found myself genuinely enjoying the film again, is when you kind of get into that final act where things unravel in a way that you may not have expected. I really enjoyed that part of the film. So if you are a fan of kind of the mystery whodunit series, this is a 100% definite recommend. If you are a fan of interesting set design, or you're really entertained by that, if you're a fan of any of the actors or actresses in this film that I named, and you enjoy seeing their movies, or you really enjoy their performances, I would also recommend this film, because I do think that those four, Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Toni Collette, and Jamie Lee Curtis, all of their performances were spectacular in this film. Specifically, the women, I think they did a fantastic job. Toni Collette and Jamie Lee Curtis, both of their characters were very, very well played. And these actors and actresses are giving their own political commentary by which roles they're playing. You kind of see that through, and I think this is an interesting trend that you might see moving forward in Hollywood, is actors and actresses taking on roles that politically they believe in. And I'm not saying whether this is a good thing or a bad thing or how I stand on it, but I think that after seeing how media and the public opinion responded to Scarlett Johansson playing a transgender character that was based on true events, I think that after that backlash, you're going to see more actors and actresses driven towards characters or scripts like this that portray their political views, opposed to that don't portray their political views, or that might portray a political view the public might not appeal to. And I think that specifically might be dangerous, but I don't want to really get into that into this video. I do think that parts of this film, it did kind of suffer from the Bohemian Rhapsody syndrome, which I think they were kind of over-edited. It didn't happen too many times, and the times that I did feel it happened, it could have been in artistic direction or something else, but I did find myself being kind of frustrated by the way that things were edited.
Can we ask why? Has something changed?
No.
No, it hasn't changed, or no, we can't ask?
The worst part about it was dry halfway through at some points, but other than that, I found the plot really interesting. They do some really interesting things with the plot halfway through that I'm not going to completely spoil, because I do want you guys to be able to watch this if you haven't seen the film. And yeah, I think that the twist that they did do and the way that they did kind of tweak the typical whodunit formula was really interesting, and that is what kept me interested in the plot, which I think was the point of the film. And also the social commentary from seeing things through different lenses and how different people react to different situations. I think at some points the political direction of it did take away from me for a little bit, and it did take me out of the film a little bit. But a lot of the humor and whatnot and fun in this film did come from that, so I think it might have been, you know, as a necessity to keep the balance of humor tense. Overall, I really enjoyed this film. I would recommend it. A really great way that you guys can show support for my channel is, of course, subscribing, liking the video, leaving a comment if you have an opinion on anything that I talked about, if you saw this movie and you really enjoyed it, or if you didn't, or if you had anything to add to the conversation. I always love to see that in the comment section below. I get back to every comment, and I make sure I talk to everyone, so please leave a comment down below. Also, please like and retweet and favorite all of my posts about this on social media, so other horror fans can get this as a resource and can come and hang out with us as well and share their opinion too. So yeah, as always though, I really appreciate you guys coming here and spending some time with me. Please like and subscribe if you like the video. Please follow my socials. They'll be down in the description box below. As always, guys, keep it creepy and have a good one.
Pick it up! Bet my money on a stupid horse I love.